Discovering your why is just the beginning.
I'm putting this out in the world. Why?
You gotta ask yourself why.
What's up, Believe Nation? It's Evan. I believe in you, and this channel is designed to be a part of your daily success routine. So today, let's learn one of the most common rules that successful people follow. Find your why. Also, if you want to know what Gary Vee, David Goggins, Simon Sinek, and others have to say about building unstoppable confidence, check out my 254 Confidence series, where every day for the next 254 days, I will send you a morning video for free to help you build your confidence. The link to join is in the description below.
The reason people aren't patient is they value other people's opinions too much.
You will never learn from people if we always tap dance around the truth.
Even though I'm going to sell you the most beautiful hammer, I'm not going to guarantee the structural integrity of the house.
People quit all the time because they're doing it for the money. I think the bigger question is, what do you want the money for? Is it blocking an insecurity? Is it to get the girl? Is because you're trying to amass as much as you can because you actually don't like working and you want to live? The reason so many people fail in life and business is their model is, let me get the money so that I can enjoy and relax. They think of it as like hoarding it and then eating it all over time. It's like retirement and all this. It's such a bad way to think. Because then you're feeling the pressure of like massing so that you can then enjoy. I think the bigger question is like, what are you up to? Like, why are you doing it? Like, what's up? I just think a lot of people are trying to achieve success and use fame or money as makeup for a situation that they're just not happy about. Like, you have to figure out how to make your day in and day out happy.
My biggest advice to give everybody in the world is, like I say, we live in an external world. Everything is you gotta see it, touch it, it's external. If you can, for the rest of your life, live inside of yourself, stop listening to people who are calling you fat, gay, transsexual, nigger. Everything that is makes no sense. All these insecure people putting their insecurities on you, you gotta flush it out. You gotta just be whoever the hell God or whatever the hell you believe in. If you believe in nothing but yourself, I don't care what it is. You gotta take everything and throw it away. You have to believe in one thing, and that is yourself. And I'm not saying don't believe in God or what you believe in, but right now, for you to find greatness in yourself, you're not gonna find it by looking in a book or by even hearing me. I may give you the spark, but you've got to go inside yourself to find it. And that means you gotta be quiet. Shut the fuck up, go in a room, stop talking, search your soul, search your mind, search your abilities, and you'll find it. But if you're not looking for it, you won't find it. So you gotta go start your journey. And the journey starts with you finding, why the hell am I here on this planet Earth? Why am I here? And if you don't know that, you will live the rest of your life searching, always asking the question, why?
Discovering your why is just the beginning. In order to enjoy all the benefits of having a clearly articulated why, you'll need to have the courage and discipline to use it. Like Thomas Edison said, vision without execution is hallucination. There is an ideal order for implementing your why, though sometimes reality does get in the way, and it all starts with you. Our natural tendency is to start with the tangible. We define our value by what we do, so it takes practice to start with why. Like riding a bicycle, at first we're unsure, unsteady. We're in our heads thinking about all the things we need to do, pedal fast, keep enough speed so we don't fall over. We have to really concentrate. We may even fall over, even scrape our knees, but we get back on the bike and try again. And eventually, it becomes natural. Starting with why is no different. At first, it feels awkward. It may not even work. But with practice, it will become so natural that you won't even be able to imagine a time when you couldn't do it. Just like riding a bicycle. In time, your why will act as a filter for many of the decisions and choices you make. It becomes a tool to help you find a job or seize an opportunity in which you're more likely to succeed. It removes a lot of the guessing. Here's a metaphor to show you what I mean. It's called the celery test. We're constantly asking people for their advice on what to do or how to do it. It's like going to a dinner party and somebody says, "Do you know what you need? You need M&Ms. We've done so well with M&Ms, you've got to use M&Ms." Somebody else says to us, rice milk. In this economy, you have to use rice milk. Someone else says to us, Kit Kats, you have to use Kit Kats. And somebody else says to you, it's all about celery. We go to the supermarket with all this good advice from all these smart people with brilliant case studies, and we buy everything. We buy Kit Kats and M&Ms, celery and rice milk. There's a lot of time we spend at the supermarket and a lot of money we spend at the supermarket. And when we get to the checkout lane, we're standing there with all these products in our hands and no one can see what we believe because we bought everything. But let's imagine we know our why. Let's imagine our why is to always be healthy and only do things that protect the health of our bodies. Now, which products do we buy? Given all the same advice from all the same smart people, this time we only buy celery and we only buy rice milk. They're the only two that make sense. We spend less time and less money at the supermarket. And when we're standing there in line with only celery and only rice milk, now people can see what we believe. Somebody walking past can say, hey, I can see that you're healthy, so am I. You just attracted an opportunity or a referral or a friend simply by saying and doing the things that you believe. And the best part is it's scalable. As soon as I said the why, you knew exactly which products we were going to buy. This means the more you can articulate your why, the more others will know what you stand for and will be able to help you make the right decisions. From now on, you will work to ensure everything you do is a good fit. If you do too many things that aren't a good fit, you'll feel uncomfortable and people will feel that you're being inauthentic. On the other hand, when you start with why, your ability to stand out, find support, and work to all your natural strengths will flourish. With practice, you will learn to trust your why. You will eventually start to see your job and the things you do as ways to breathe life into your cause. And the better you get at it, the more you will feel that your life and everything you do has purpose. The best way to implement your why is to work at it slowly. You don't have to do all the tips we suggest. What is important is that you pick up to 3 and commit to practicing and using them now.
I think most people, they don't get what they want in life because they don't know what they want. So they lack clarity. And why they lack motivation, chances are they haven't suffered a lot of pain. You can see now we're in a private jet. Right. I remember when, many years ago, when I was struggling in business, couldn't pay the bills. My father had his first stroke, and I was so much in debt, and I couldn't even afford the plane ticket. He was in the hospital, he was an emergency, and I couldn't afford even to buy an economy ticket because I was in Canada and he was in Hong Kong. That incident, that experience, just gave me so much pain. When you have enough pain, then your motivation. I said to myself, I never, ever, ever want to live there like that again. Whatever the it takes, I don't want to experience so helpless that I couldn't do anything. In order to protect my family, in order to just have the freedom, the ability to buy that plane ticket, I need money. I need money. When your kids suffer, when your wife needs money, when your family needs money, who the is going to help them if it's not you? And you don't get to that point, then what kind of man are we?
The prize isn't out there. The gold isn't out there. The achievement isn't out there. It's here. It's inside. And what it comes down to for me is, yes, finding the why, and at the same time enjoying the process. Too many people have a goal to go out and get rich and drive fancy cars and buy that brand new, amazing house, built from scratch, custom built house, and I'll do anything to get there. I'll do whatever crap you want me to do as long as I get that outcome, and that's the wrong way to go about things. Where if you look at the most successful people, and we've heard this again, how many times, from actors to entrepreneurs and inventors, across the board, people enjoy the work. There is no end goal. You love the process of what you're doing. And you can only force yourself to do something for so long before you give up on it. Like that outcome, that goal isn't strong enough for you to deal with all of this crap that you have to go through. Instead, recognize that the real benefit is you doing work that you love. You doing work that you can pour your heart and soul and energy into. You doing something that you're so proud of that you want to show off to your parents and to your grandkids and save it for future generations. Say, look what I made. Look what I was a part of. Look what I built. Having that kind of pride and passion and pouring it into the work instead of just mailing it in and doing what the customer wants and just kind of barely getting by. Blow people away. Create something that people, when they look at, It's so spectacular and so different and so new that I've never seen it before because you have invested so much of your art into making it come to fruition. That's where people, when they tap into their genius level talent and apply it, that's when they start to see massive success. Where if you're just doing what people are asking you and doing the bare minimum and just getting by, then you're just gonna get by in life as well, and your business is just gonna get by as well. Stop having so many external focuses and focus on why you're doing this and making something that you can be proud of and enjoying, not every single moment of every single day. You're gonna have down parts in your business and in life, but net, enjoying the process, the creation. I love making these videos. If I was doing it just to try to get to 1 million subscribers, I would have quit a long time ago. I love Wednesdays, it's my filming day. I come in, I'm looking forward to it all week. I love coming here and talking to you guys and making these videos for you. It's for you and it's for me. I love the process, and as long as I love it, I'm gonna keep doing it. And the second that I stop loving it, the second that I lose interest, like, Wednesday, I gotta go in and film again, it's over. I'll quit and go do something else. Because you will never do great things when you don't have a great mindset and attitude that you're pouring into the work to create it.
Anytime I put something in the world, I'm always connecting to an idea. I'm always asked, why am I making this? Why? So I'm putting this out in the world. Why? So with concussion, Dr. Bennett Omalu was deeply connected to tell the truth. And he said that truth doesn't have a side. And that's what he kept saying. I thought that was such a powerful idea. That there, whose side are you on? Are you a Republican or a Democrat? I'm trying to tell the truth. The truth doesn't have a side.
I think Mark Zuckerberg said it brilliantly at Harvard. He was saying that finding your purpose isn't enough. You have to help other people find theirs. And I know you're passionate about this. Whatever that definition is, but it has to lead everyone. So whether I meet a celebrity, an entrepreneur, or whether I meet someone who's starting out, I'm always asking them the question, how can you use what you have to make a difference in the life of other people? Yeah. Because if you start there, everything else will work out. But if you're starting from the point of what am I gonna get, then you're always gonna feel disconnected. And I see that. I see people who live like that and feel pain in their lives every day. I see that. It's not like some conceptual philosophy. We see it. I see people who are only in it for themselves and they feel disconnected, dissatisfied every single day. And then you see the other extreme where people are just trying to give too much, more than they even have themselves, and they also feel disconnected. Wow. And again,
they have nothing at all.
And they have nothing at all, right? So we know, again, attachment and aversion, two sides of the same coin. So we want to be in that dynamic balance of growth, but always to give. Yeah. So I always think, how can I go 3 steps deeper so that I can move 3 steps forward so I can give 3 times as much, right? That's always my mentality. How do I go deeper to go more forward to give more? Yeah. And if I can get those 3 in action for that reason, see, it's all about the reasoning. You can do anything you like, but it's why are you doing it?
Yeah,
we know
of course,
that, right?
Yeah.
So.
Not only do you have to move from point A to B in life, but point A is often a very difficult place to be, because we're fragile and bounded and mortal and limited, and because we know that. And so one of the implications of that, as many great religious traditions are at pains to illustrate or demonstrate or proclaim, is that life is essentially suffering. And I believe that to be a fundamental truth. But perhaps not the most fundamental truth, because I think the most fundamental truth is that despite the fact that life is suffering, people can transcend that. And partly the way they transcend that is by pursuing things of value. And so that if there is no value proposition at hand, then you have no meaning to justify the difficult conditions of your life. And that's brutally difficult for people. You know, Nietzsche said, he who has a why can bear any how. And you see, and I've certainly seen this as a clinical practitioner, that people who have no purpose in their life are embittered by the difficulties of their life. And they become first bitter, and then resentful, and then revengeful, and then cruel. And there's plenty of places to go past cruel. That's just where you start if you're really on a downhill path.
A lot of people don't ask themselves why.
Yeah.
Do I want more cars, more jets, and stuff like that? No, I don't. Speaking of Mr. Cuban, I go to Dallas one day, and I'm like, man, Mark, I never been to your office, man. Tell me about it. It's the Mavs, all kind of things. You know, it's huge, probably, right? And he's like, all right, I'll meet you. And then he comes to the hotel in his pajamas, And this is when sidekicks were out, looking at a sidekick. And I said, why am I going to?
Amazing.
I said, I want to go to your office. He said, I haven't been there in 3 years. I was like, what do you mean you haven't been in your office in 3 years? He said, what do I want, more money? He said, I want to chill home with my son, the Jakester. I want to answer my things here. But I'm like, well, why do you publicly give out your email if you don't want more work? He's like, I enjoy sitting at home in my pajamas looking at this stuff. And I realized, he's just like me. Why are you doing things? You have to ask yourself, right? And that is your discipline, right? Why am I going to work every single day? And of course, I understand a lot of people here don't have the luxury like I am afforded now, and you have to go to work. You have to. You have to keep the lights on, and all this kumbaya crap about just do it for love is bullshit. At the end of the day, if you got to keep the lights on, right?
Sure, there's a practical.
But you got to ask yourself why.
The piece of advice that I always give to somebody, whether it's an entrepreneur or somebody who wants to be the greatest parent of all time, what is your goal? You've got to start with your goal. Everything works backwards from that. Simon and I did a video that essentially broke the internet about millennials. Somebody watched it. What got Simon on the world stage is this whole concept of why. You've got to know why you're doing what you're doing. If you're just showing up every day to cut and dye hair, to keep your lights on, you're going to have far less energy to make it through the hard times than somebody who is there to help transform somebody, to help make somebody their best, to help them feel their best. And I hope that you guys saw that video not too long ago of the hairdresser that went around and he was doing makeovers on homeless people. Right? Man, it was incredible. It was so beautiful. The look on their face at that moment where they see themselves for the first time in front of the mirror and they are seeing something totally new. They're seeing a version of themselves that they did not know was there. And the ability to give that gift, like it is so easy to get lost in the day-to-day grind of what you do, what any of us do. But if at the core driving you is a deep and unending why for what you're doing, you've got something. Now you've got a chance to transcend what you're doing. And the way that happens is very tactical. It has nothing to do with like woo-woo, being out there. It's none of that. You're gonna have the energy that you need to fight through.
Now I've got a really special bonus clip from Quentin Tarantino on finding your why that I think you're gonna really enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Time to move from just watching another video to actually taking action in your life or your business. And if you're feeling bold, answer the questions in the comments below. Here we go. Question number 1, what is your why? Number 2, how will you put your why into action? And number 3, what will you do when your why gets tough?
Before I ever made a movie, when I was thinking about the movies I wanted to make, one of the, I don't even think I 100% knew what my aesthetic was then, but I knew I wanted to be part of this and I wanted to make a contribution. And the closest thing that I knew about what I wanted to do was, I remember thinking, I want to make movies that people will watch them and that will make them want to make movies.
Yeah, well, that worked.
And that actually ended up kind of working. And there was this neat aspect, and I think it started coinciding with with my career and the rise of the independent film movement in general in the 90s. That there was this aspect that I actually think that young people were, in decades earlier, they might have picked up a guitar and started a garage band. They actually felt that they could express themselves more by trying to make a movie.
Yeah.
And I think that ended up kind of happening to some degree or another.
So let me give you the one-word secret to happiness. One word. This is all you need to be happy.
It's the most important word ever.
If you had to think of one word that's most important to you or that sums you up or that would be kind of like a little beacon.
If you like this video, check out the Believe Life video we did on finding your why. I think you're gonna enjoy it and find it helpful. The link is right there next to me. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Everybody has a why.
Passion is the feeling you have that you would probably do this for free.